Don't you, Marshall? I said, Mancho. We got to drop this one for the whole world. Let them know. Even though times get rough and they get tough, we have a stand guard. Hold on. Even though the line goes hard, what I can't and pull me out. Still is ready to be brave. And even though you lost your car, and you got no way to get around, still he's worthy to be praised. Just do that, everybody. Just listen to the words. So if you got a dollar bill or 100 mil, no matter how you feel, he's worthy to be praised. I gotta keep it real, life's been real hard. No home address, man, my family lived in the car. My bank statements in red like Jesus wrote them. And all you know about the word is what your pastor quoted. You've been paying tithes thinking that'll make you rich, but it's about the heart, not the dead presidents. We try to hustle God just to get embellishments. We need to build a kingdom, not a bigger residence. We fight for peace in Iraq, but the streets are filled with war. 180,000 deployed, some on second tour. Legal murder committed, we call it pro-choice. 500,000 Christians killed cause they got no voice. 40 years ago, no rights as a black man. Would've had a black pope, but who gon' kiss a black hand? But thanks be to God, no matter how bad it is, cause when it's all said and done, homie, we win. Bring it down, bring it down. We're gonna have to bring it back in again. It's Dre Marshall, y'all. Everybody, that's Dre Marshall. And he's sitting beside Mahogany Jones. So, what's... Are you coming out with something too?
I am. I have a project that's been out for a while called Morphed. But I'm coming out with a new project that's a compilation actually, and Dre's on it. And it's called Pure. And I just really always fought against the stigma that as a female rapper I was only for the females. But a few years ago, you know, God sort of collared me at the airport and was just like, you're going to do a project, it's going to be just for women. Huh? I was like, yeah, it's going to be called Pure. And I didn't realize the heart that I had to really like minister to and just reach women. And just in the process of doing this project, just God's really beginning to cultivate it. And yeah, so it'll be out prayerfully this winter. So looking forward to it, really addressing a lot of heavy topics, and you know, but it's really, I'm excited about it. Compilation, got to work with a lot of great people, like I mentioned, Dre's a part of it, and a few other artists are on it, Michelle O'Neill and Cage Rama and a whole bunch of other people, and I'm just really excited about it.
So Morphed is what? Talk about
Morphed is my first and I guess thus far full length, and it's really an audio diary of before I came to Christ, to thinking about coming to Christ, to being in Christ and being like, dang, did I do the right thing, to being settled in my walk with Christ.
Did you bring that?
I did. Got the yeah. So.
Why's she holding on?
I'm not holding out.
You brought a copy to leave with me?
Yes. I'll leave your copy.
She brought a copy to leave with me. Yeah, you know we're going to run that. That's really cool.
So yeah, so I really just the same heart that Dre has in regards to, I remember going to church and not feeling like I belonged in church, you know, and feeling like an outcast. And when I really gave my heart to God, that's the very first thing that he confirmed in me. It's like, no, I love you just the way you are. I love you so much that I'm not willing to leave you like you are, you know, but I like your person. I like everything about you, and just want people to know that God is attainable, he's reachable, he's tangible, you know, to a world that just sees Christianity and church as I can never be that, I can never fit in this box, I can't reach this high bar of perfection, you know.
is there any pressure from your perspective to do anything else? I mean, it's amazing to me that, like you said, you've never even done anything other than inspirational stuff. You know?
I write, actually. I do write for secular artists, which I won't name, but I do write for secular artists. I'm a writer. I write music for other artists. I write for other people.
Does it end up being almost inspirational too? I mean, or not really?
Depends. I pretty much, and this is gonna sound really weird when I say this, you know, but I channeled them. I channeled them. And
yeah. So in other words, you're writing for them, and you're
not
very specific.
Writing for them. I'm doing what they want. The good thing is I write for some Christian artists as well as secular artists. It depends on what the topic is, you know. So
can
I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever refused
that's
to write about something
that's
because it was counter? Yeah, that where you at?
Not really, but you'll never know. So that's a good thing.
You never know if that's ever going to happen.
They'll know. You will never know. You'll never know the connection to where I write and to who I write for.
Okay, I got you.
You know, it's you know, I don't see it any differently from working at Kaplan though. You know, I don't see it any differently from, you know, working for Coca-Cola.
I'm going to put you on the pressure a little bit.
I take it.
Because if you write, because so for example, some people say rap can be destructive or negative in you know, in some ways, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of assault on the family, assault on women, you know, on society in general, in terms of violence and stuff like that. Wouldn't that, as a minister, because I see you as a minister, won't there be at times a conflict, and that you won't be able to justify giving your mission, giving your calling?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think first of all, if you have to justify something, you shouldn't do it. You know, I'm never willing to justify my reasoning for doing something. You know, and very rarely am I almost interested in, you know, really going outside of those people who I trust to father me to get sources to give a determination of how they feel. Because a lot of times when you do that, you get misguided. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'll say that first. I think that there has to be a standard. The good thing about me is I'm a great writer, so it don't matter what I write about. I don't have to write about killing to make it hot. You know what I mean? I think that's the benefit.
But you're answering the question. But yeah. I understand.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
In a way of saying that.
You don't even need to go further.
Yeah. Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. It's clear now. It's clear now. What about you? What do you think? I mean, given your question just now, what is your perspective on that?
I'm very careful about what I lend myself to. I mean, I really battled for a long time, even if it's cool to do tracks with secular artists. And but recently got the release, like, okay, you gotta go, if that's who you're trying to reach, how are you gonna do it unless you work together? But I'm very particular about what we're gonna talk about, and if I'm invited on a track, then yeah. Now, who I invite to do, you know, music with me, it's different because I see it as my pulpit. It's like if I'm a pastor, but I'm friends with a Muslim, and then my Muslim friend's coming into town, I'm not gonna give him my pulpit. Sorry, don't mean to offend you. Hope I don't hurt your feelings. I really don't care, because those who listen to me, follow me as I follow Christ, and I would never want to mislead anyone. But I host a secular open mic, but and am very asking God constantly, how do I strategically shift the atmosphere? Yeah. And hate to even put it out there. It's like, okay, I'm placed in this, and we do have to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves.
So it's okay to go to work.
Well, let me say this. I think that I think you have to know where you're called.
Yeah.
I think that you have to know your maturity, and I think that you have to have character, and you have to have a standard, and you have to be responsible. It's no different than going to work at Sprint.
Yeah, that's what
I think that you have to be very careful of anything that you choose to do in life.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's the one setback about it. Now, for me,
I mean, but I have to disagree. It's a little different than working for Sprint because music controls people's emotions, people's thoughts. It knows how people think, how people view themselves and view the world around them is how they're gonna live their life. So God gives us this power to control basically what people are gonna do.
All right. I
don't know.
Here's what we're gonna have to do.
not.
Here's what we're gonna have to do. Because I know you gotta go somewhere and you gotta do your thing. I don't know how we're gonna get you to come back in here.
Let's do it tomorrow.
But we need to keep talking, definitely, because you guys have a lot of important things to say, and I want to hear what you have to say. We're going to take one last break. We're going to come back in just for a short while, because I want to just kind of wrap up a little bit. But just pump that up. Start it up again, Kevin. That's really hot. And then we're going to come right, we're going to take a break and then we're going to come right back in. You listen to Dre Marshall. That's really some hot stuff. And we have in the studio with him, Mahogany Jones. She's really cool. Glad you're here with us.
I don't know, I guess it is, but then it's not. I mean, you got
born to succeed. Days in the grave, and he rose just to make weak.